Hey guys, it's Michelle here with a quick diabetes video for you. Now, a lot of you may be coming from my previous video, which is a vlog where I went off my insulin pump for the first time in 12 years and switched to multiple daily injections. If you want to know why I went off my insulin pump and what the transition was like from the pump to multiple daily injections, then definitely go check out that video. I will link it up here in the corner for you. Today, I wanted to do a quick review of my pump holiday and summarize my experience for you all. Now, please remember, as you're watching this video, this is my personal experience on taking a pump holiday. Some of you may be on an insulin pump and have taken a pump holiday and may have not experienced the same things as me, and that's totally okay because as diabetics, we are all different. So if you are on an insulin pump and you have ever taken a pump holiday, definitely comment down below what your experience was, not only for me, but for other people watching this video. Also, I wanted to apologize for not putting up another vlog while I was on multiple daily injections. I was only off my pump for 2 weeks, so there simply was not enough time to do another vlog within that period, and I really apologize. I know a lot of you guys were waiting for that, but I still wanted to film a video talking about my overall experience on my pump holiday, vacation, break, whatever you want to call it. Overall, I took 2 weeks off my pump, and this is because I felt that 2 weeks was the right amount of time for me to get that feeling of disconnection that I was wanting. It felt free and liberating not being attached to another device. I still had my Dexcom continuous glucose monitor on, but having one less device felt really nice. The transition from an insulin pump to multiple daily injections was a lot harder than I expected it to be, and figuring out my dosing was a continuous challenge throughout the 2 weeks. I had to figure out how much Tresiba I needed every day for my long-acting insulin, plus my insulin sensitivity and my insulin to carb ratio seemed to change a bit when I used Fiasp as my fast-acting insulin, because normally in my pump I use NovaRapid, so I also had to figure out how to change that as well. So overall, figuring out dosing took a lot longer than I expected, and I only just figured out my correct dosing kind of by the end of my pump break, so I feel like I never fully had a long period where I was under control on multiple daily injections. I think if I were to take another pump holiday in the future, then it would be a smoother transition, just because now I have a good idea of what my doses are for these types of insulin. However, I really can't see myself taking another pump holiday for a while because I feel like I got the break I needed with this one. Overall, I'm really happy that I took the 2 weeks off my pump, and like I said before, it gave me that break and the feeling of disconnect that I felt I needed for a really long time. However, I really did miss my insulin pump, and this break taught me that the insulin pump is really the right choice for me at this stage in my life. I missed the Dexcom on my pump screen and being able to correct my blood sugar simply by pressing a couple of buttons. I also really missed using the feature called temporary basal, where you can decrease your basal rate in preparation for activity. I mean, I was used to using this for the past 12 years, so all of a sudden having this taken away was quite a challenge for me when I was active. Even though I missed my insulin pump, I really want to clarify that just because the insulin pump is the right choice for me doesn't mean that it's the correct or the best way to control your diabetes. I've had a lot of people throughout my pump break asking me which one I like more, the insulin pump versus the MDI, and obviously I'm super biased. I mean, I've been on the insulin pump for 12 years. Of course, I'm going to say I like the insulin pump more because that's what I'm used to. I have a lot of friends with diabetes who are on multiple daily injections. They have amazing control and they love being on multiple daily injections, so it's really just a personal choice. Okay, now I wanted to list a few quick pros and cons of going off the pump and going on MDI for a short break. And of course, these are personal. Again, you might not agree with all of these. So once again, if you have gone on an insulin pump break, let me know what your pros and cons are in the comments. So the pros of going off the pump and on MDI for a little bit of a break: number one, obviously, you don't have to wear the insulin pump, so it's a lot easier to get dressed in the morning. You don't have to think about where to put the pump. It's also a little bit more of a comfortable sleep because you don't have to worry about rolling on the insulin pump. Another pro is that you don't have any extra pump alarms beeping at you, because I know those can feel overwhelming sometimes. And another pro that I found I really liked when I was on MDI is that I was a lot more mindful about what I ate, because every time I snacked or ate something, I had to give an injection. So it really made me think about whether I really needed a snack or whether I was just bored and wanted to eat. Now, the cons that I found from taking this pump break was that it was not convenient to give insulin, especially when I was out and about and on the go. With an insulin pump, if I needed to correct a high blood sugar or give myself insulin for food, I would just press a couple buttons. But then when I was on the pens, I had to actually take the pens out and give an injection, which is a little bit hard, or I found it to be uncomfortable to do, especially on public transit. Like if I was on the subway, I didn't feel comfortable giving myself a needle, so I kind of wait until I was somewhere more private. But that's just me. I think people should be allowed to inject wherever they want, but personally I felt like just a little bit uncomfortable because I wasn't used to it. And then, like I said before, another con was that I didn't have that temporary basal, which I was so used to, and I use it a lot, especially when I'm active, so that was a little bit challenging to figure out how to exercise when on multiple daily injections, because it's quite different than when you're on the pump. In conclusion, my advice to you guys, if you're on an insulin pump and you're thinking about taking a pump break, is to really take the time and think about if you want to do it or not. If you don't feel like you really need to disconnect from your pump, I would say don't do it, just because it's a lot more work than what one would think. Another tip is make sure you work closely with your diabetes team. I had talked to my nurse before I started my pump break, and she kind of helped me transition into it, but then I was making a lot of the dose changes on my own, and I feel like I probably could have benefited from professional advice. And if you are taking a pump break or you're on multiple daily injections already, I would definitely suggest downloading an app that helps you calculate your doses, and it also keeps track of the active insulin in your body. When I was on multiple daily injections, I had a viewer suggest the app Rapid Calc. I'm going to link it down below. I really liked it. However, there are lots of other apps out there. If you're using an app that you like for multiple daily injections, please list it down below for other people to see. And that is it for my pump vacation. It was a good 2 weeks. I'm glad I did it. I had the experience, and I'm happy I could share a little bit of it with you guys. I want to thank you for all of your support, encouragement, and all of the advice you guys gave me over the past 2 weeks. I really appreciate it, and I'm so grateful to have such wonderful viewers. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!